By the looks of my watch, it's officially grave time. Today's episode of Grave Time deals with the topic of suicide. If you or someone you know is struggling with the thoughts of suicide, please reach out and call the number on your screen, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Don't hesitate to call. Today, I'm in Sacramento, California at the Sacramento City Cemetery. Here I've filmed 30 plus videos out of my 200 plus videos here on Grave Time. Last summer I did a video about John Benson, who was the owner of Benson's Ferry. You can look it up in my database of videos. I suggest you check that out if you haven't already. Not too far away from his grave, about 20 feet, was a grave that said Oliver Jackson, ex-chief of police. And since last summer, this grave has just been a complete mystery to me, and I've wanted to learn more about who this guy is and why does it say that on his grave. Oliver C. Jackson was born in 1850 in the state of Iowa. At age 19 in 1869, he was already here in Sacramento, California, and had applied to work for the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department. On September 15th, 1875, in Woodland, California, Oliver Jackson, at age 25, had married Molly Rupley, who was also age 25. The Jacksons continued to reside here in Sacramento, and they also had a daughter who sadly ended up passing away. 3 years into their marriage, Molly had passed away at age 28. Mother and daughter were both buried at New Helvetia Cemetery. This is the Ebner Hotel in Old Sacramento. Actually, this is a replica. I would like to thank local historian Tina Glasson for giving me the information that I needed on this location. But at one point, the Ebner also was the Crescent City Hotel, and this is where Oliver Jackson had lived with his second wife, who I wasn't able to find her name. What's interesting is that Oliver Jackson had a pet bear cub that lived in the back of the hotel. Unfortunately, one day he came home from work to find that someone had poisoned his beloved bear cub. He was so outraged that he offered a $100 reward to the whereabouts of the person who killed his lovable bear. Roughly about 2 years later, a friend of his would gift him a bear cub that was not only tamed, but would follow him around town like a dog. At age 30, in 1880, Oliver Jackson ran for the nomination to become Chief of Police for the Sacramento Police Department. He won the election, and the citizens of Sacramento, as well as many political officials on both sides of the party, felt that he was the best candidate. In my research, looking through old newspaper clippings online, I found that he was a very beloved police officer in Sacramento. Everyone loved this guy. Everyone. It's amazing. He was the life of the party, and he had no enemies. At age 35 in 1885, Oliver Jackson ran for re-election of Chief of Police, and unfortunately lost to his competitor. It left Oliver Jackson devastated. On April 11th, 1886, Oliver Jackson committed suicide by taking morphine. His wife had been taking morphine pills for some time to alleviate neurological pain, and she had a box containing 12 or 15 grains. Jackson took the pills in his hand and said that they would not trouble her anymore. His wife supposed that he had thrown them outside the door, but while he was sitting at the supper table, soon thereafter, he fell upon the floor from the effects of the dose, and it was then discovered that he had taken the full quantity. He died 2 hours afterwards. It is believed that the cause of death might have been due to financial issues and or the fact that he lost the re-election of chief of police. This is Sutter Middle School. This is the once location of New Helvetia Cemetery. Oliver Jackson was laid to rest here with his first wife, Molly, and their daughter. There was a very large funeral for him at Redmen's Hall, located in between I and J Street on 10th, with a big procession that went 21 blocks to the cemetery here. People from all over came out. It was one of the largest ones of its kind at that time. In the 1950s, the bodies that were buried here at New Helvetia Cemetery were dug up for this school. Some of the bodies were placed at East Lawn Memorial Park. Oliver Jackson was buried at the Sacramento City Cemetery. The whereabouts of his wife and daughter are unknown. It's my own opinion that I believe that Oliver Jackson took his own life due to the fact that he lost the re-election of chief of police. I'm sure he felt betrayed by the people that he felt liked him and supported him. Thank you for watching this episode of Grave Time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be in the loop of the next Grave Time adventure. As always, thank you for watching. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.